YouTube! Doomwake here, and welcome back to another Tarkir Dragonstorm standard video on the channel. If you've been watching the channel over the past couple of weeks, you probably know that there's been a lot of regional championships that have taken place. And this particular deck list is coming to us from the China Regional Championships from 8th place. That is the deck list. That is the list that this particular person used to get 8th place in that event. And we have Abzan Pixie. Now, we've tried this deck on the channel in the past, with the idea being that you have this kind of Pixie core with Hopeless Nightmare. They discard a card, they lose 2 life, and then you can return that with stuff like Nurturing Pixie and Sunpearl Kirin. So that's kind of the backbone of the deck. You have some other stuff to bounce, like Nowhere to Run and Momentum Breaker for kill spells. But the green half of this deck is where it gets a little interesting. So Yathan Roadwatcher, phenomenal card. It is a 3/3 for 4 when it enters. If you cast it, that is a little unfortunate when it comes to stuff like Scroll Shift and other blinking effects, which we're not playing. You mill 4 cards. When you do, you return a creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So the best cards to pair with this are high impact 3-drops, which we have quite a few of. So Loran of the Third Path enters, destroy an artifact or enchantment. Very good at getting rid of those pesky Quarry Steel Cutters. Qarsi Revenant, another card that's decent against Prowess because it's hard for them to Monstrous Rage past it since it has Death Touch. So if you, say, block a Monster Monastery Swift Spear, they go to rage it, it would normally be a 4 toughness creature after the rage, but because the Qarsi has Death Touch, you're still going to get the trade with it regardless. Sentinel, the Nameless City, this one doesn't, weirdly enough, a 3/4 Vigilance for 3 doesn't really block that well against Monstrous Rage, that is, which I think is kind of funny. But it is good because once you get the counter on it, then maybe, it has better blocks against Monstrous Rage. And it also fills up your graveyard. So if you just go like Sentinel on 3, nothing in the graveyard, you can use the map to try and fill up the graveyard for the Roadwatcher. And then Severance Priest, which is an awesome card specifically against Prowess. And a couple reasons. So it's a 3/3 Death Touch for 3. When it enters, you look at their hand, you choose a non-land card, exile it. And then, similar to like Skyclave Apparition and stuff like that, when it dies, they get a token where the power toughness is equal to the mana value of the exiled card. So if you exile, say, a 1-mana card, and they go to kill the Severance Priest, they get a 1/1. Now, why this card is so good against Prowess is, again, Death Touch helps against Monstrous Rage, and like 90% of the cards in the Prowess deck cost 1 mana. So even if you exile a 1-mana card and they go to kill it, they're not getting a huge threat off of it. They're only getting a 1/1, which they can't really do a ton with that 1/1 body. So that's kind of your 3-drops that you're getting back with Roadwatcher. You have the Pixie core, again, Pixie, Nightmare, the removal spell, bounce enchantments with Kirin. You have a couple of Deep-Cavern Bats, which this is a big difference from previous versions of the Pixie deck that I haven't tried bats in this deck before, but they kind of make sense, right? Because Bat is a card that when it comes into play, it is basically a Spellskite. And what I mean by that is your opponent's going to kill it 100% of the time. Like if they have 2 kill spells, they're going to remove it. And why that's so good is because when you curve it into Roadwatcher, you're guaranteed to have something in the graveyard, and then later on, maybe they don't have an additional kill spell in hand when you go to get the bat back, and now you just get to take something basically forever. So I like the bats in this deck. They do pair a little awkwardly with lockdowns, but given the nature of lockdown in this deck, where the whole point of lockdown is to just sort of reset your enchantments. So if you go Nightmare into Nowhere to Run, you then play the lockdown, you put both of those enchantments underneath the lockdown, and then on a future turn, you can Pixie to reset the lockdown, which will then give you more triggers of these enchantments. If you need to, you can replay the lockdown to just kill the whole board, and then you can sort of do that again once you draw more Kirins or Pixies, which is kind of cool. This mana base, again, I copied it from the list that got 8th in the regional championship. My brain is too small to comprehend the numbers of this mana base, so I'm just going to go by 17 white, 17 black, 14 green. those numbers sound good. Next. Sideboard is also strange. There's a ton of one-ofs here. So 2 Dreams, discard spells, good against Prowess because to take their Core Steel Cutters, same thing with Duresses. Couple of Ghost Vacuums, and then a Terra Sunder to kill Core Steel Cutters and good against Domain. Preacher and Sarah Paragon, and actually Gix's Command. All 3 of these kind of just for that like mid-range soup slop fight pile stuff. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. Anoint with Affliction, good against the mice stuff. And Oculus as well. Shieldred's Edict in case people are playing Planeswalkers. Heritage Reclamation, another kill spell for Cutter. And then the funniest thing to me about this sideboard is the 1 Wiltleaf Leech. Remember, regional championships are open deck lists, and I can really appreciate 1 copy of Wiltleaf Leech in open deck lists because say you're playing against Pixie and you hand your deck list to your opponent and, you know, you're going to sideboard, they're looking down your sideboard and they see 1 Wiltleaf Leech. They're not going to board out their nightmares because you have a single copy of Wiltleaf Leech. If you had 4 of these, sure, they probably would. But with only 1 copy, it's just like you're putting the fear of God in them and asking them, like, do you want to cast that nightmare on turn 1? The answer is most of the time they probably will, but sometimes you're going to have the Leech, and that's pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, so some interesting and different ideas for this sort of Abzan Pixie deck that we haven't tried in the past, and I think a lot of these changes make sense. So let's see how they work out. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Like having this huge sideboard plan where we board in like a whole bunch of Tidebinders, like maybe two Tidebinders, 2 Curiosities, and just kind of morph into this like Izzet version of Dimir in post-board games. But I don't know how far we want to go with that. Yeah, you could do one town maybe. I kind of like Floodmaw instead of the town. Like I would rather have 4 Floodmaw before I play any number of towns. Is kind of where I'm at. Because the thing about Floodmaw is that against the lockdown decks, there's going to be a lot of times where when they play lockdown, they're going to kill your whole board, and you really need to be able to still bounce the lockdown for cheap. But if there's no permanence in play, then the town still costs 5 mana. So Floodmaw is a lot better against lockdown. And it's kind of just better against the big stuff too. You don't always have a permanent you want to bounce, right? Like a good amount of the time you do, but not always. Where's the bouncy? Where's the bat? Do I have to just... This is so bad. I also only have 1 white source of mana. This is embarrassing. I should have taken a damage off the wastes. Man, when this deck doesn't draw things to bounce, it's tough. Yeah, we're drawing, this is like, you've drawn all the Deceiver Exarchs and no Splinter Twins. Ooh, new affinity creature. Talk to me. Alright, 5 blue, affinity for artifacts. 5/4, flying. When this creature enters Surveil 2. I mean, this is just worse than the one from Aether Drift, right? I would assume it is. The 1 mana 3/4. I feel like this has to be worse than Memory Guardian. I think it is. Blue is kind of tough in affinity. Oh, I drew a good card. I think I want to not attack this turn. Yeah. Yeah, basically, you wouldn't really ever want to play any copies of that before you played your 4th Memory Guardian. So if you wanted more, then... Well, I think we were talking about Modern. Rude. But it's probably not fast. It's probably not good enough for Modern. Like, basically every other option is better. Kappa Cannoneer, Thought Monitor, Thoughtcast, yeah. All right, how about another one of those Roadwatchers? Give me one more of those. Oh god. All right. 3-mana 2/1 no text. Your turn. This deck is great. You see, the problem with this Abzan Pixie deck is that it's just a little too good. I don't know, man. Block your 1/1. Okay, I'm off it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Dimir. Also, this sideboard is just 15 one-ofs. And there's 3 2-ofs, so 9 one-ofs. I guess what's bad against them? Loran's not great. Lockdown kind of mid. Bat maybe mid. Yeah, that's true. The 2-ofs are also discard spells. Let's do you. I could tear their ass. Tear ass is pretty good against, what you call it? The thing. Curiosity. It's kind of narrow, though. Let's just not do the tear ass. Could we play one of every discard spell? Yeah, see. This game's gonna look a lot different. It is absurd. Like, the difference between having Nightmare in this deck and not having Nightmare, it's insane. Like, you're literally just playing a different format, it feels like, when you have the Nightmare. I mean, it depends on the matchup. They're still good sometimes. I would say they're worse than they were before, but that doesn't mean they're always bad. This line is better if they have Pierce, so I can play the second Nightmare. Okay, well. They didn't have Pierce. I played against Esper Pixie in Minneapolis with Prowess, and I had a cutter draw. I went like, creature into cutter into double spell, and they just went lockdown. Then the next turn I deployed a second cutter. They went end step, town the cutter, or town the lockdown, untap, replay the lockdown, get the other cutter. And it was like, I just felt so far behind the entire game. I do think that Prowess is favored against Esper Pixie, but I don't know. I don't know if it's by a ton. Like, I feel like that matchup is closer than people are giving it credit for. I didn't feel like that. I certainly didn't feel that way. Yeah, whatever, just let him trade. I don't know, man. The games where they resolve lockdown and have a bounce spell for your second follow-up or your second wave of stuff is like... I'm not trying to tell you it's a bad matchup. I'm just saying it's not free. That's all I'm saying. Like, the Esper Pixie deck can still have draws that beat you. I've seen worse. I guess Infectron is probably a better option than Jundron. Infectron was abysmal. Huh. What do you take here? I think it's the Preacher. And then just let them bat me because I have 2 good 3s. I'm gonna take the Preacher. They can't take both of my 3s. Choose wisely, Lamb Chomp. Choose wisely. $27 for Oculus against Esper Oculus versus Black-White Blank. Interesting. Do people even still play the Esper version of Oculus in Modern? I thought they just all went back to like Blue-Black Murktide. They don't. Dude, people aren't even playing Oculus anymore. Can you believe that? All of the Blue-Black decks have caught Oculus. And I don't even think they're wrong. I think that's like totally fine. But it's just weird. I never thought I would see that. Okay, well, I guess awkward. Huh, interesting. Word. Bro, you're not supposed to have 2 of those. We're at a healthy 13, though. We're fine. I mean, I think we're fine. I don't think I have time to get back the Pixie. Bounce the Roadwatcher. Because we probably have to trade the Priest for the Sanctuary this turn. I would guess. I guess I'd rather trade... No, yeah, trade Priest. Keep the Roadwatcher in play in case I draw Pixie. Yeah, Titan Belcher is another good one. Titan Belcher probably has to be up there. Top. Top. I promise I'm going to keep that one on top. And just chill. So we can go blow up small things, get back Kirin Priest, probably. It's a good draw. That is a good draw. Does that change things? No, it doesn't change things. So, destroy, return. Back these 2. It's kind of a free attack. It's fine. It is kind of awkward that I'm using all these maps on the Roadwatchers, and I'm likely just going to end up bouncing the Roadwatcher back. So that's a little awkward, but I think we'll be okay. I got 3 in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kind of want to see what they're working with first. Let's gather some information. Show me your secrets. Okay. Well, uh, they sure showed me their secrets. I don't know that I wanted to see their secrets, but they did show them to me. Did Bro just really draw 3 curiosities in a row after they were hellbent? They legit drew 3 in a row. That's kind of insane. I mean, I think we're still maybe okay, but... You could do that. I think here I want to save the Kirins for the Roadwatcher, but yeah, if you can go Priest because there's the trigger that when it comes into play. So you go trigger on the stack, Kirin bounce the Priest. The second trigger resolves before the exiling a card resolves. So you could do that if you wanted to. I thought like here specifically I wanted the I just want to keep the Kirins to keep going with the Roadwatchers, but that is something you could do, yeah. Damn, this deck is nice. I'm just never going to attack on the ground. At least not for a while. Just make sure I keep everything back for the curiosities. Because 2 is kind of scary. What you got over there? A Spell Pierce. Okay. Wonder if they have some kind of big sweeper in their deck. Sure hope not. I probably could maybe attack with the Preacher there. That might have been fine. Maybe I'm playing a little too safe here. Go. It's weird, Kiji, because I think this deck has moments of being very good, but the biggest issue with non-blue versions of Pixie is that they just don't have another good 1-mana permanent to bounce. I was thinking about maybe playing the Black Dragonstorm in this deck, which is the ETB Drain 2, Surveil 2, and like that could be okay. Yeah, this version's not playing Bauble. Bauble could be interesting too, but that one's very matchup specific. Whereas cards like Hopeless Nightmare and Storm Chaser's Talent, regardless of the matchup, they're always going to be good. So you kind of want something that, like, you know, something that you can do against, like, Jeskai Control, for example. Because in the games where your opponent doesn't do anything on turn 1, you know, either Nightmare or Talent, you can keep bouncing that and, like, progressing your battlefield that way. But you can't do that with Bauble. It's a lot of damage. They got 2 in hand? Chat, I'm scared. Yeah, you could do a couple Hex Mages, and I think people who, like the early versions of the Abzan Pixie deck did have a couple of those. That card's fine. It's much better with Kirin, for sure. Like, turn 1 Hex Mage, turn 2 Kirin, against control. That is a decent start, you know? Kata. Ooh, this is going to be a juicy lockdown. A juicy lockdown. And I'm going to have these 3 underneath it. I like this. I like this. I want land, but I don't want tap land. Yo, 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 chill, 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 chill. Why don't we can talk about this? I'm at 10. Wasn't it better to kill Hatcher? No, because I didn't want to take 2 damage that turn. So, if I didn't kill the token, I would have taken 2 that turn. I just wanted to preserve my life total, basically. Soto9987, thank you for the 42-month resub. Welcome back, Soto. You won FNM with Grinning Ignis with Songcraft for Mages. That sounds kind of cool. God, there's so many interesting decks that I want to try in Pioneer with like all these recent sets between Aether Drift and Tarkir, and I just one of these days they'll let us play Pioneer again. I wish. Yeah, next year. Once all the sets are like, 12 months old or whatever. But it'll still be good. We'll have a Pioneer resurgence next year. Bro, you drew Monstrous Rage? I mean, I'll block. Alright. Take 2. I'm at 7. Gotta go fast. Monastery Schwiftspear. What do I have under this? Nowhere Breaker Nightmare. Nowhere Breaker Nightmare. So I just do this. Stack them like this, resolve this. So -3, then they sack, then this. So -3 here. I guess the order doesn't matter. As long the order, these two don't matter, but. And then I have 2 speed. So now we sack this. Keep that on top. I think I'm just gonna pass here. I think pass is safest. Alright, dead. Dead. I know, just give me like anything. I am still very, very shocked that they I'm very, very shocked they didn't announce at least one Pioneer Spotlight series. Because even if you just gave me one, dude, I would have tested for 2 months for that. I would have gone out of my way to just do infinite testing for it. But they just didn't give us anything, and it sucks. It's tough, man. And it's like not just that, obviously there's, people are not really playing the format right now. People don't have incentives to. But it's if you leave the format and you're in, for basically an entire year without giving people a reason to play it, like how do you expect people to come back to the format a year later? A lot of people are probably have already sold out of their collection. Like they're just done. Why do people have incentives to hold on to Pioneer cards when they can't play them for a year? And I don't blame those people for selling out mostly, Like I wouldn't fault those people. I sold a lot of my Pioneer cards. I guess this guy's better than Sentinel in this matchup. Try like this. I guess the main difference is the 3-drop split. I've liked Preacher and I've liked Sentinel. Qarsi Revenant is kind of hit or miss though. But I do like Preacher and I do like Sentinel for sure. More than I think the Rhino is bad. The 2 life just doesn't matter against Prowess a lot of the time. So I think everybody has sort of come to the conclusion the Rhino is not where you want to be, which is kind of sad, right? Like when they print Yathan Roadwatcher and Skirmish Rhino in the same set, they seem like they're made for each other, and it's just unfortunate that the Rhino is just not good enough. Because trust me, I wish it was. I'm a Rhino lover at heart. Big fan of the Rhino. Cool. The thing about selling out now is if it does take off next year and you sold off staples super cheap, you wouldn't forgive yourself. If you need the cash, then that is life, but still probably the best to hold if you can. Well, I mean, yes and no, because the price still could certainly go down, right? Like between now and next year, like they're the non-standard legal cards, the price of those still could certainly go down. Like I wouldn't be shocked, right? So like selling now at a certain price point, again, not a financial advice stream. I'm just telling you what I did. I think a good example was Creativity. I sold those for like 20. I sold them when they were really high, and a good portion of that was Modern, but have those gone down since then? Because nobody plays them in Modern anymore. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I sold those pretty high. Oh, wait, this doesn't even work. Because I have to take one to play the lockdown. God damn it. I thought I was smart by playing the Nightmare first. But then I have to take one from the lockdown anyways. So it turns out I'm actually not smart at all. See, now we're at 16. Yeah, it does seem like the Boros matchup seems pretty tough. Bro is not about the... I just don't even know what to say. I mean, how else do you expect me to kill the Breacher if this gives him? My Burst Landing obviously only deals 2 damage. Like, I get it, man. I get it. I'm with you. Remember to PayPal them after the game? Noted. Noted. To be fair, in their defense, I don't think I don't think the outcome of the game really would have changed that much if they had a second Burst Lightning. I don't think it would have mattered. I'm pretty pissed that we ended up cutting at one point we had like 4 Burst Lightning and 2 Shocks in our Prowess deck, and we decided to end up cutting some of the Shocks. But I'm mad because I bought Onslaught Shocks and I really wanted to play them. But now I can't because, Shock is unplayable. You want to keep a second copy? Dude, if they're playing Prowess, which I assume they are, 2 4-drops is kind of sketchy. Especially with nothing in the first 2 turns. But I'm on the play, though. Yeah, fuck it, I'm in. Okay, I immediately regret my decision. Okay, that's a graveyard. Ooh, no second land? Yeah, check how good these Shocks are. Alright, love to see no second land. I'm actually just going to play Breaker here and not Sentinel. Like, look at how good these are. Hold on. Switching scenes, give me a sec. Look at these. Like, you're telling me you don't want to put that card in your deck? Look at the artwork on that. It's so good. It's so good. But now we just can't even fucking play Shock anymore. Not playable. It's sad. Is that an ATOG? Yeah, it is an ATOG. It was, they printed Shock in Onslaught, like right after the ATOG format. ATOG was Psychotog was a house, man. Psychotog was nuts. Yeah, Psychotog, which Shock didn't kill, notably. Is there like flavor text referencing Psychotog? I love lightning. It's my best invention since the rock. Togo Goblin Weaponsmith. You think Togo had some battles with Psychotog? He probably didn't win very many of them. I'm assuming Togo took a bunch of L's. What do I have? The nuts. Poor Togo, man. I hope he's doing well. Priest or Qarsi? I think Priest. Oh. you wanna bounce that Severance Priest, huh? I know you do. I know you're thinking about it. What's an ATOG? It's a creature type. What isn't an ATOG, you know? Let's do this pre-combat, just in case they drew Rage. Would you draw? I know you got something over there. Wait, what? Really? Okay. I mean, guess that makes sense. Right, why? I was thinking this whole time, for some reason, I was gonna get the Priest token, dude. I'm stupid. Why did I think that? I don't know what I was thinking the whole time. Anyways. Take this. Dude, I could not tell you what was going through my head the whole time. So now we take this. Take the talent. Leave them with Hatcher. No attacks. I know, wouldn't it? I think it was right to take the town anyways, but... Well, no, it probably would have been better to take the Flood Maw there. I am playing Blue, Red, and Hartford, yeah. Just locked it in. I'm basically, like, locked into probably 70 of my 75. Just need to get down to the last couple of slots. But yeah, the Prowess deck is too good. You gotta play it. Let's go... here, I think? Hold up, Kirin. 21. Your playing commentary makes much more sense having explained that. Yeah, I don't... I should have just taken the Flood Maw and then made them use the town, you know? But... I have 4 Gore... I4 Gore, Skull Emoji. Why are we still playing this game? I guess I just want a Death Toucher, I don't know. Can probably kill him next turn. At least come close. Will Final Fantasy save Pioneer? Does Final Fantasy have tournament support for the year 2025? Or I should say Pioneer tournament support, specifically? No Kirin attack. Oh, right, I played it last turn. I don't know, it didn't matter. You are right, though, I should have attacked with Kirin. I was just giving them a chance, alright? Okay, discard spells, Preacher, Command, this stuff. What did we do last time? Sentinel out. I think I did Momentum Breaker Bat out. I gotta cut one card. Oh, I did one Severance Priest. It's probably okay. If you have this card in your collection, you bring it to unlock a new tournament. I don't even know how that would work. I still can't get over the NRG feature match where the two players agree to sideboard out their cutters in the Prowess mirror. That might be the single greatest thing to ever happen on coverage. It's so good. And it just, like, perfectly exemplifies the format. Like, if you know nothing about Standard and you hear about that, like, you know what's going on. And we were talking about that the other day on stream. Yeah, 4 in hand. They obviously have something here. I think I just lead with my weakest 3-drop, which is this. It's like close between that and Preacher, but I think Preacher's a little bit better. It's worse against Torch. Whatever. Yeah, dude, I don't know what they were thinking with Cutter. It's one of those cards that it just doesn't seem like they playtested with it. They either didn't playtest with it, or it got changed literal last minute, you know? Because that's the only explanation I can give for how it's printed as is. Nothing else makes sense. Rage Burst Barrage. Okay, so just play this then. That's a tough way to do it. And they could draw stock up. Why did I say anything? Why did I open my big fat mouth? I did have to say it, apparently. Alright, your turn. Oh yeah, nothing will ever top double burst lightning a Preacher. That one was great. Yeah, they could just find only lands. They could. They're not going to, but they could. Could block here. Block is only... Nah, I mean... Fuck that, I ain't blocking. I was gonna say block is only bad if they drew a, what you call it? Cantrip, but I don't really want to trade the Preacher here. Combato. Yeah, that's a good point. I also have the lockdown in hand. I guess I was supposed to play the lockdown pre-combat then, huh? Yeah, I fucked up. This is just -1 token doing it this way. Because if I do this pre-combat, I get to keep the token that way, which would have been a lot better. Okay. And, like, the nice thing about this is these lockdowns don't have a ton under them, so even if they find a Flood Maw, they can't, like, truly pop off. Like, this one has a Cutter, but there's not, like, you know, Cutter and 3 other things under it. They have Torch? They're gonna sack token? Okay. Sure. Sure. So, untap, that's good. That's good. And get this out of here. Alright, your turn. Don't draw stock up. It's kind of like stock up, right? Oh, no, it's not, because I can trigger on the stack. Ha ha ha. He's got plays. He's got plays. You like that? Trigger on the stack. I have a response. I guess keeping this guy is fine. It's going to get milled, and I would rather have Preacher. No, I guess it just makes sense to bottom, right? Because I'm going to get the Preacher regardless, so keeping it makes no sense. Well, now I'm going to get this. I feel pretty safe at 15. If you kill it when they activate it. Yeah, I guess that's true. But, I mean, they had no cards in hand, so it didn't matter, right? But you are correct. If I respond to the ability, then yeah, they don't get the card back. So I guess I didn't need to get fancy like that. It's probably fine, though. No, it's not just you. This deck is sick. I think it's reasonable enough against Prowess. It's definitely not bad. Especially this version that's playing the main deck lockdowns. Okay, now I'll just get Preacher. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that was brutal, but... Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, I looked at my hand and then immediately realized I don't have white mana. I mean, it's got Nightmare Sentinel, right? It can't be that bad. No, it can't. Okay, this is better. So, put you back. Yes, I think. Because I want double white, just in case I find lockdown. Schwamp! Alright, cut down my bat. I just want to see your hand, bro. Show me your hand. Show me your secrets. You got secrets, alright. I mean, I don't really have any options, right? Let's do this. Take the Anoint, so that when they kill this with Go for the Throat, it goes to the graveyard in case we draw a Roadwatcher. I would certainly take a Roadwatcher here. How about that? I have the same thing. I'm going to save the Pixie. I mean, if they ever find a Kaido or a Curiosity, though, we're kind of just fucked. Need to dodge that for a couple turns. Really, either one of them. Ah, playing around the Nurturing Pixie, or sorry, the Kirin, rather. That's good. I'll cast that. Pay for Pierce. All right. Hold. Yeah, the Severance Priest. But that's the other thing that I like about cutting the Skirmish Rhino, is that the earlier versions of this deck had both Skirmish Rhino and Severance Priest, and that put a lot of strain on your mana base. So it's nice to, you know, sort of diversify your threes, playing Sentinel and Preacher. And now you're not like required to have all 3-on-3 as much with those other 3-drops. Kind of like, you know, helps the curve a lot for sure. And they're just kind of just killing me with these. Fountain Port's tough too. Yep. And 9. Uh-oh. Shit. Well, this is bad. Probably don't have any way out of this. Go. The new Final Fantasy Fastlands? What do you mean the new Final Fantasy Fastlands? Are they reprinting them? I don't think I've seen those yet. Or are you talking about the City of Brass? Yeah, the City of Brass is good. I'm definitely going to get a set of those. I don't really think that card doesn't really do that much for 2-color decks. It's really good for Oculus, Pixie, Jeskai, Convoke, all the 3-color decks that were already interested in playing a bunch of pain lands. But I don't think you really need or want to play that card in 2-color decks. Yeah, it would be good for this deck. Although, interestingly enough, this deck's not playing that many pain lands. It's playing 4. But yeah, I guess you would probably just play like the City of Brasses over these, because they are definitely better than pain lands in this deck. It's notably not a fast land. What's the what? I thought it was. What's the exact text on it? This land enters tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands. So what is the? It's untapped only in your first 3 turns. Oh, so even if you miss a land drop and your third, like turn 4, if it's your third land, it still would come into play tapped. Oh, okay. That does change things a little bit, especially in those decks where most of the time those 3-color decks are playing a little bit of a lower land count anyways, because they're kind of aggressive. So that certainly changes the math a little bit, but you'll still want to play them for sure. Forgot what we did against blue-black the last time. I think I cut my bats, did this, and this. Try this. The 3-color decks will definitely still play 4 copies. I wonder how much it changes the math, like, post-rotation, after we lose the fast lands and half the other pain lands. And it maybe incentivizes more people to play 3 colors than 2. But it's weird, because it's going to be both harder to play 3 colors because you're losing so many of those duels, but also you're getting the City of Brass lands, so maybe it's like kind of a wash. I don't know, it's tough. And I'm sure by then we'll have another cycle of lands too, you know? Like they're definitely going to give us more lands before then. No! Why do you exile, man? Why you gotta exile? Have I seen the new Prowess threat spoiled? I have not. What's the new Prowess threat? I think they have a counterspell. Sure. I guess we'll never find out, huh? If 3 in hand, I guess keeping that's fine. Yeah, what's the new Prowess threat? Somebody link me. Oh, this equipment? I don't think this card's very good. Somebody showed this to me earlier. I mean, it's not terrible, but like, is this card better in the standard Prowess deck, right? Is this card better than Draycatcher or Slickshot Show Off? I don't think it is. I think it's worse than both of them, if I'm being honest. Maybe there's matchups you'd rather have that one, but in like overall, in general, in a vacuum, I think I'd rather have either of the other two. 15, huh? They got 2 in hand. Yeah, let's watch the road. Oh, this was dumb. Yeah, I should have played the Nightmare first so that I could Pixie back the Nightmare. I'm just going to get this. Try and race them, I guess. Okay, that helps. So they go to 18 with 4 power. We can win this race. We can win this race. We can no longer win the race. Was that a good draw? Somebody tell me if that was a good draw, and if so, why. Okay. Well, one good draw deserves another. So, black, white, green. Take a peek first. All right, now do me a big favor and don't draw another Enduring Curiosity. I'm gonna need you to do that for me, okay, Battle Dog? Just don't draw another one. Or Kaido. Okay. That was a very, very timely Terrace Under. You put Tifa in the Leyline Prowess deck, or the Leyline, like, you know, red pump spell deck. It's nice. You can get a lot of burst damage with Tifa. It is a little awkward because you kind of want to pair Tifa with fetch lands, and the natural curve of the red deck does not allow for, you know, Fabled Passage in a Terramorphic Expanse, but I mean, honestly, if you have Leyline, you probably don't even need the fetch lands. Just like, you know, Tifa, double pump spell off Leyline, and then play your land for turn to double Tifa's power. It's probably fine. And main phase this player and counter spells. If you attack, I'm blocking. I promise you I'm going to block. I'm not scared. I'm a little scared of Kaido, but I'm going to block. Yeah, I mean, I'm not blocking now, but I'm not sure if it's worth holding up Kirin here, but I'm still just kind of scared of Kaido. This plays around Kaido and Curiosity to a lesser extent. I'm losing a little bit of value on the Nightmare, but given how 3-heavy my hand is, I think it's fine. Oh, and they did nothing? Do I also do nothing? I have 4 in hand. Nah, let's just play the Kirin. I don't want to time walk myself. I want to use my mana. I think doing it this way is fine, because now I can just play Preacher, no attack with Kirin, and then just hold this back in case they, you know, attack with Kaido. Like, I don't really have a good reason to attack with the Kirin this turn. I'm fine to just hold it back. Yeah, my hand is so clunky. Like 2/3s and the Roadwatcher. My mana's kind of tied up for the next couple of turns, and I think just playing it's fine. And like I basically got them to burn their 2 mana last turn, so I'm already sort of like up in the tempo exchange. How does Esper Terra work with Fable the Mirrorbreaker? Which one's Esper Terra? I don't think I've seen that one yet. Or I've seen it, but I don't remember what the text is. Yeah, they have to have Kaido if they're playing this way. Which does scare me a little bit. Esper Terra. Create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary enchantment you control. It gains haste. If it's a saga, put up to 3 lore counters on it. So... Well, you can't flip tokens, can you? Like, if you make a copy of the front half of Fable, you can't flip tokens, I think? Unless they change that rule, I don't remember. 16 all. Let's draw a card first. See if that changes things. I'm not sure that it does. So now we go breaker them. Should have pixied. I should have nightmared first, but I mean they know that I have the nightmare, so it doesn't really matter, right? And then now we go pixie, pick up nightmare. This line's kind of bad if they have second Gix's command. Like land Gix's command would be so brutal here. But I mean, we know they don't have a land in hand because they've been missing land drops. I guess they could find one off Kaido. But we just gotta dodge Gix's command here. My eyes are as sharp as my sword. Shut up, Kaido. Dude's gotta stop talking. Okay, Nightmare down. Nightmare down. Okay. I'm like, wait, what are what are we doing here? I'm just gonna kill your Kaido. 149. Yeah, that's suspend. Concealed Courtyard. Sand's not fantastic against Prowess. Yeah, the quality assurance is never improved. All right, chat. I need you to do me a big favor. Can somebody put a land on top of my deck for me? Please and thank you. Inshallah. Inshallah, we will draw land this turn. Trust. Definitely not a land. Go. Fuck. F. Big F. You'll work on next turn? Yeah, but next turn's too late. What am I paying you for, you know? The whole point of me paying you is so you can give me a land this turn. Next turn's too late. Alright, Kirin. Kirin! That is a good point, yeah. White source, maybe? No! Fuck, man. Not like this. I guess beggars can't be choosers, huh? That is the land that I was asking for. Yo, that's what I'm saying. Ritz, thank you for the 2-month resub. That's what I'm saying. We need to find a white source, though. Ritz, thank you for the prime. Appreciate that. See, look at that. Ritz using the prime sub. Ritz never has to watch another ad for the rest of their life. They get access to some amazing emotes, even Doom Rock. You can't see Dwayne over here, but he's there, I promise. I mean, dude, this game is winnable. They got 2 in hand. The question is, when do I cast this Nowhere to Run? Because they clearly have a spell to save the Drakecatcher. Given the fact that I have Pixie in hand, I think I just have to cast it now, right? It's like kind of awkward, but... I mean, fuck it. What if I just killed this? Yeah, because they're obviously going to save the Drakecatcher. I'll just kill this. And then just leave some jump blockers back for Hatcher. This game is still definitely winnable. If we can find white mana. Wreck Remover? I didn't even know that was a magic card. What the fuck is a Wreck Remover? It's gotta be some, like, some Commander-esque card, right? They don't have Monstrous Rage. Still only 1 Drake, though. I'm at 6. Alright, give me an untapped white source. It's not exactly what I was asking for. Too late for that. Yeah, I mean, we had a chance this game if we just drew a white source earlier, but... now we're probably just too far gone at this point. Oh, wait, I'm stupid. Oh, no, I'm dumb. I forgot. That did turn on the lockdown, didn't it? Why am I so dumb? I'm actually just so dumb. Why did I not cast the lockdown? Fuck, man. No, you're right. I'm just stupid. I don't know what I'm doing. In my head, I needed the white source untapped, but obviously I didn't. I had the lockdown. Yeah, that was stupid. Now I'm just dead, right? Guess they don't have Burst Lightning, but they do have Stock Up. Yeah, that was a huge throw. I don't know what I was thinking there. Alright. I mean, nowhere to run for the next creature. This is maybe still doable. It's been feeling good so far, Nathan. We're 4-0. It's felt okay against the Prowess deck, which is big. I still don't think I'm gonna play this over Prowess, but it wouldn't be like completely unreasonable to do so. They have Spell Pierce here. I guess I could have untapped first and tried to Severance Priest first before the Nowhere to Run. Wow. I did not expect that to happen. What do they have then? It's got to be Floodmaw, right? It's like the only thing that makes sense. Because if they had any sort of way to protect... Oh, Torch. Oh, sure. I guess if they torch their own thing, it still survives. Yeah, okay. Slate, Torch, Cutter. I mean, it has to be Cutter. And then go to 2? We have to, right? Yeah, we have to go to 2. I guess if they find Floodmaw, they can just bounce the lockdown, which kind of screws us. Because they get the 2 tokens off the talents. I should be at 5, though. Because I did end up taking 3... I took 3 extra damage that one turn when I didn't cast the lockdown, so... I could be at 5 right now if I just, like, read my cards. I just totally forgot that I could cast fucking the lockdown that turn. That was bad. Give me, like, a Roadwatcher or something. That, I think, is good, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So go to combat. I guess I should have... Nah, I should have mapped onto the Sentinel before combat. Because they can't torch it anyways. They could, like, double kill it, but... Oh, do I want that? One, 2, 3. There are 12. 4, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5. God, that's close. It's another cast of Nowhere to Run, which is why I'm thinking about keeping it. Yeah, I think that's a keep. And then we just go Pixie, bounce Nowhere. And then I think we save the other map for next turn. Thankfully for me, they just have not found a Burst Lightning yet. Okay. It's not great. I gotta do this before they, It sucks because they can just sack the token to kill the Severance Priest. Oh, that would have been a reason to use the map on the Severance Priest on my turn. That would have been huge. Jeremy Burton, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. Like, they're gonna find a Burst Lightning eventually. They've gone through almost half their deck at this point. Well, they kept the card on top. That's not good. It's not good. That means I'm probably dead. I wonder if that's a Burst Lightning. I guess they could just be playing all torches, no bursts. Because we have seen 3 torches so far. I've seen some people do that. They just cut all the bursts for torches. So that could be a thing. Nah, these decks don't play 4 Burst Lightning anymore. Most lists play 2. Some even go lower than 2. Myself, I was thinking about doing 3 Torch, 1 Burst Lightning. We got a turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's no way for me to go Loran, Kirin, and hold up Nowhere. But I do believe it's more important to kill the Cutter. Should have attacked first, but... So kill this. I think I'm mapping onto... probably the Loran? Let's do it anyways. I could maybe leave the Pixie back, but I'm not going to. And then I think I'm going to go post-combat onto the Loran. It's 2 damage. That is a good point. I could Kirin the Nowhere at instant speed to get a Nowhere to Run trigger if I need to. Surely this one won't find a Burst Lightning, will it? We played the Rakdos midrange deck yet? We did. What was our final record with Rakdos? We ended up going 3-3, which is kind of what I expected. That, I mean, I think there is something there in the shell of like Inti, Bat, FOMO, Dragon Engine, Mishra, but I don't. There's like some card choices in there that are a little suspicious. They have Witchstalker Frenzy? Okay, I mean, I'm just gonna do this. See what they do. If they go to Monstrous Rage, the Spirit token, we can go Kirin, bounce Lockdown. Oh, shit. Am I dead to Rage? I'm dead to Rage, aren't I? I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, right? They've only cast 1 Rage so far. They probably have Rage. Was there a way that I could have played around Rage? I could have, like, Kirin bounced the Lockdown in response to the stock up, maybe? Yeah, that could have played around Rage, maybe. In response to Rage bounce the Lockdown? No, I have to do it now. Because if I don't, you know what I mean? Like, if I don't do it now, they're bouncing this. This is lethal. So I have to do it now. I don't have a choice. But I assume they have Rage. Close game, man. Really close game. You never played the song I paid for? I must have missed it. Hold on. When did you request it? You requested it an hour ago. Yeah, I just missed it. It didn't show up in my feed for some reason. I got you right now, though, Same Shot. I'm sorry. For some reason, sometimes the songs don't show up in my chat. I don't know why. The link brings me to YouTube music page, not a specific link, though. Like a specific song. Can you just check the link again? Does he not have Rage? I mean, if he's tanking this long, I don't think he has Rage. Well, that's loud. Alright, let me see if I can find that on Spotify. Okay, so we're not dead. The funny thing is, he's also not dead. Alright, in the queue, Sam Shot, I got you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Also, notably, that was the 4th copy of Torch, so I don't think he's playing Burst Lightning, which is good to know. So just put him to... Oh, this is just less damage. What am I doing? This is less damage. I should have just cast the Lockdown first. But I kind of want the... I think I want the Nightmare under the Lockdown. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think I want the Nightmare under the Lockdown. And then here... Insanely close game. I could have activated the Loran, I guess, to try and draw a bounce, but the issue with that is it gives him an extra draw step, and I don't think I want to do that. Okay. Dude, just chill. Stop. Stop. I can't take this. Is that the 4th stock up? 1, 2. That is the 4th stock up. Thankfully for me, again, I don't think they're playing Burst Lightning. I mean, they've gone through more than half their... They've gone through like 3/4 of their deck at this point and haven't seen one, so I don't think they're playing Burst Lightning. Hold. That's just GG, right? Get back Kirin. Kirin bounce lockdown, kill him. Unless they have a counterspell. Oh, dude, what a fucking game. Oh my god. 0% chance they have Burst Lightning in their 70 in their main deck, at least. Because they had 4 torches. Non-cohesive. Thank you for the 38-month resub. Welcome back, non-cohesive. I appreciate that. God, that game was just... That game took a lot out of me. Alright, so let's go this is what we've been doing. And we're going this out, these out, and one of these is what we've been doing. Which I think makes sense. Keep! See, these hands are easy mode. Even I can't fuck this up. It's not my fault they don't show up, man. They're just not in my chat for some reason. I think I want to try and make them help him before I start casting No Order runs. Could have Pierce, maybe. I might even consider blocking this turn. Especially if they don't have a land. Easiest block of my life, I think. They have 2 in hand. Let's make that 1. Juan. 2 pretty good cards. Take this. Because if they draw a land, I could just Hopeless Nightmare the Curiosity. I feel like this game might just be over now. Like, I don't really know how they get out of this. I mean, that's good, but I don't think it's good enough. Go here, just kill all their stuff. They could go, like, cantrip into Torch the tower, maybe? Like, cantrip, torch, sack talent, kill priest, get a cutter token, get a 3/3. Maybe that's good enough. But they don't have a lot of time. Hmm. 3, they go to 8. I think I just put them to 6, right? Because then any bounce is lethal. Thought about maybe picking up Nowhere and then passing, which is a little bit safer, but yeah, this is fine. Give me a Pixie or a Kirin. That's probably good enough. All right. Whoa.